Your past doesn't matter. In this video, I'm going to talk about why. It all comes down to etiology versus teleology. Now, as far as what that means, let me come back to that. I'm 5 years old and I'm sitting on the stairs on the landing in my parents' duplex. I'm crying as I talk to my mom. I tell her that I miss my grandpa. He had died a couple years earlier suddenly from a brain hemorrhage. But now I look back and think, how could I possibly miss him? I was 5 and he died when I was 3. In fact, one of my first memories is him in the casket at the funeral. Core memory unlocked. So why was I crying to my mom that I missed my grandpa? After a lot of therapy and introspection as an adult, I think I understand what was probably going on there. I saw that my mom was in pain from losing her dad, but I realized that if I was in pain, I could distract her from her own and get attention and connection. And I thought make her feel better. So very early on, I adopted the strategy of taking on other people's feelings as my responsibility. Because of that, as an adult, I have been simultaneously codependent and resentful of close relationships at the same time. So this core memory of my grandpa in his casket and the subsequent pain that my family went through clearly has shaped who I am. But does this actually mean anything now? In the book, The Courage to be Disliked, the two main characters, the student and the philosopher, discuss this idea through the lens of Adlerian psychology. So what does etiology and teleology mean? I look at it as you between two arrows. One is pointing to the past, and the other is pointing to the future. Etiology is believing you are who you are and you do what you do because of the past. But teleology is believing that you choose what you do now and who you are based on what you want your future to look like. Like most things in philosophy, it seems that we are a mix, that we are made up from and can tap into both of these ideas. Because our past has certainly shaped our habits and personality. But for the purposes of Adlerian psychology, this is why the past doesn't matter, because you are not focusing there. The past can help you understand, sure, but the spotlight is now on the future and the actions you can take to live the life that you want. I have terrible events of luck, an incredible amount of shame, times where I've been a prick, but all of this is done, it's over. And of course, I'm not completely cured. There are still tough days, but now I try and embrace them as a part of the journey. It's the journey. Yes, it's fucking annoying to hear people say that, but to look at it like this does seem to feel different in a good way. And it seems the more that I practice it, the more that I can come back to it, this place of peace. So now I'm trying to shift my thoughts from desperately trying to find a cure for my mental health to instead thinking about how I can live a happy and fulfilling life for me, which will then radiate out to others. Because it feels like if I'm doing this, then the cure for everything takes care of itself, at least every time that I have the courage to choose that, because I have the power to choose where I focus. So is that going to be on a core memory or who I want to be right now?